I'm a South African singer and songwriter, and I've had a 10-year career performing all around the world, produced 5 albums, multi-platinum sales, multi-awards, and I've had an incredible career.
Sister channel, what you're watching there, yesterday we were bringing you a documentary and reality TV series called Dream Chaser. The reality show is based on the life of one of South Africa's renowned and respected musicians, Lira. The show starts on the 20th of December and will air at 5 o'clock. The series includes uncut, raw and vulnerable twists and turns she's experienced through the years. She joins us this morning ahead of the first episode to share more. Lira, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I mean, looking at your career, this might be, the start of it when you get to a point where there's now a reality show. You look back and you say, yeah, no, kiberekile.
I guess, and I think more than anything, I wanted to intimately capture the process, the journey of how I got to where I got to. And I think it'll be of great benefit to anyone that wants to pursue a career in music or any kind of dream, really. So it's very uncut, it's very raw, it's very honest, it's very bare. And I think it's just also, I think, a perfect time at the end of the year, beginning of a new year as well. So we're sharing all 4 seasons of my documentary series. So it's quite a loaded piece of content there.
And you're very private, though. Working on this, how did this come about, and for you to agree to this?
Well, true. I'm very private, but I also share what I'm comfortable with. I mean, a lot of it is a lot more personal, but I think it still is very valuable for anyone really who's just interested, who will gain any kind of benefit from it. I just really wanted to share more than anything. So how it happened was when I was launching my first album, my first release in the US, which was called Rise Again, which is also a celebration of my 10-year anniversary. I was having such profound experiences and I felt I needed to capture this. And I did. I did have a camera crew traveling with me, and it really was just, archiving stuff for my own use. And then I just thought, well, it would be a shame to not share this with anyone. I have been invited to so many platforms where people ask me very intimate details about my journey. And this was a perfect way to visually show them and share the whole journey. So I think more than anything, it's inspirational, it's educational. And yeah, it's just really wanting to share the process.
And how different is the series to your biography?
It is quite different because now you're looking at me branching out into different countries and, building a career there. So it's totally different. And I mean, in as much as I garnered so much success in South Africa, it was like starting anew in America, and just the humility of going, okay, this is the start of my career. I'm not as well known as I am in South Africa. And there's just certain things that I have to sort of build from the ground up. So you almost get stripped of your superstar status in new markets. But I think anyone really who's starting a career will benefit from that, will realize you learn a lot, but it's also a beautiful process when you're learning or when you're starting your career fresh in a new environment, And America is much bigger, obviously, than South Africa. So it's just some of the challenges, some of the strategies that we approached. And I feel like things are way different than when I first started approaching a career internationally. Now things are a little easier. There's social media. There's just so many ways that are a lot easier than when we first started. But it's still valuable nonetheless.
And when you look at it and looking through those challenges, how did they make you stronger and, cement your place in the music industry?
I appreciate it. And I realize that sometimes we'll never know who we are unless we meet certain challenges. I mean, they build your character. It's like a person can tell you're strong, or you can say you're a strong person, but you'll never really know unless you've gone through things. So it builds your character so strongly that certain experiences cement that in you. And so some of the things for me is just realizing that we have nothing to lose. You have to absolutely go towards your dreams. You don't need to wait for permission, for circumstances to be perfect. You just need to make the first move. You need to just go for it. And I think it's worse to leave with regret. But if you do quote unquote fail, you have incredible lessons, as to how to do it better, how to, maneuver into a different path, as it were. So another issue, I think another biggest issue was just the financial burden of carving out an international career when you are earning in rand and spending in dollars. It's and then you have dips in the economy where, let's say, you have budgeted for a certain amount and then suddenly your budget gets blown out the water just because the rand and dollar difference is just crazy. So those are some of the actual challenges that I experienced, but there's just no regret because the experience itself has been phenomenal. I mean, it led to me performing at Barack Obama's inauguration. Last year in 2020, I attended the Grammy Awards. So just and then I did a TV series for CBS in LA. And I was working with Drew Barrymore and RuPaul, Faith Hill. So, just because I showed up, other opportunities also appeared. And I think that's the biggest lesson. You just need to show up. You never know where it's going to lead.
And this documentary or the series also shows some of your live concerts. Tell us a little bit about how it's going to work. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so the exciting thing is that, so firstly, I think tonight actually we're showing the second concert, captured concert, excuse me. We're showing that tonight. And then on the 25th, we're showing the Lira Uncut. And then I believe on the 1st of January, you're going to see Lira First Decade. So all of those are shot here in South Africa. However, at the end of all the documentary series, you see performances in America. So like with the first season, which is one of my favorites, is I was performing in different parts of the States, obviously. And we've intercut all of the performances between all the different venues. So you see the fan engagement, you see how people responded. And it's just beautiful. So each of the series ends off with a concert film. So I think all in all, you get to see about 6 concert films, 7 actually, all in all, throughout the whole Lira Visual Fest.
Yeah, I mean, one of the visuals that we're showing is a concert that I'm seeing there in Lebanon. I mean, what is it like performing in countries like those, where you don't expect, a fan base?
Absolutely. I must say, I really did not. And we were in Egypt and Lebanon in that same trip. It was amazing, and it just goes to show music has no boundaries. This is what it taught me. We were performing in this beautiful amphitheater, and just the community, people know the music. People got up and they were dancing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, I had no idea. I had no idea. So it's just so fulfilling. And, they don't even, like Aisha, for example, they are geisha. And it's just like, it's beautiful. It's really fulfilling. And it just goes to show again that music has no boundaries. It knows no age, no color, no race, no background. It's just beautiful.
And when you look at your career now, I mean, I remember the first time I saw you live, it was at Carnival City. And it was, I don't know how many years ago was that. And this was a young Lira with a small band in a small, intimate venue. And how you've evolved over the years and how, performing live has to change as well. And when you look at it now, what are some of the things that you say, you know what, we've worked hard and we got here today because of all the hard work. And I'm grateful for that.
I think, just to answer that question, when I speak to people that are just starting out, people say, Lira, I want to sing. And my answer, honestly, is, so sing.
Yeah.
It's like people are waiting for things to be a certain way. Or it's like you want to start off and be filling out arenas. No, we start off small. You're very right. We start off with small venues, and that leads to bigger, like to festivals. And every time I had a new experience, sometimes I didn't feel like I was prepared for it, but I realized all the work that I'd done made me prepared for it. So you show up, and I think the more you conquer new stages, the more you want more and more and more. So by the time I did my concert film, I'd been performing for years, and and the difference with festivals is that I have 45 minutes to make an impact, and there's like 100 performers that day. But in my own concert, I can take people through a journey, through an experience. And that's the kind of artist I wanted to be. I wanted to give people a 2-hour concert and, with all the frills, the costume changes, the dancing, different features, just like a spectacular spectacle. Yeah. So, and that came about because I had all these years of experience. And so I wanted to create and capture all of that. And that's really what you'll get to see with all the concert films that are featured in the festival, in the feast, excuse me. And and now, with COVID, it's a little frustrating because it's like you're growing, and then it gets cut off. It's like a different world again. But it's okay because I think the differences cause you to find different ways of expressing yourself. It's been incredibly frustrating performing in front of a camera like this and not having thousands of screaming fans singing along, but you adapt, you adapt. And I've kind of enjoyed that. I love the fact that life presents you with sometimes things you haven't planned for, but you learn to adapt. And I quite like that. I like being challenged in that sense because the ultimate is always to reach people on a soul level, on a heart-to-heart level. And so that's always my push. And so the world has changed again, and we'll see how we express ourselves moving forward.
And if you had to write a letter to your 16-year-old self, what would you say to her?
I'd tell her, stop being so hard on yourself. Your mistakes are perfect. Your imperfection is perfect. You're perfectly imperfect. And I have no regrets. It's just don't be so hard on yourself. It's going to be okay. Even if it seems hard now, I promise you it's going to be okay.
Yeah. And then just before I let you go, how's the doll doing? We can't end this conversation without talking about Barbie and how she's doing.
I almost wanted to go fetch. Can I? 2 seconds.
Hold on. Okay. To our viewers, Lira's just fetching.
Just because you asked,
Lira's fetching the doll. Yes. We must acknowledge her. In fact, she was supposed to be sitting right next to you, standing there next to you throughout the interview.
Even for the interview, I was like, where do I set up? My office is just trinkets everywhere. There's awards everywhere. But so with Barbie, with this doll, it's a once-off. So Barbie, they've been doing this for various women around the world. And I was the 50th woman that they honored in this way. So they do a once-off doll that is in honor of a woman that they feel is making waves and influencing young girls. And so I was the first African as well. So this is the only one that exists in the world. So, yeah.
Lira, thank you so much for spending the morning with us. Good luck for the rest of the year, of what's left of 2021. Just spoke to renowned musician Lira on her TV series documenting all her work and travels. It starts on the 20th, in fact, of December. There's something that's also happening tonight at 5 o'clock on SABC 3.